what we are going to be doing, right? We have got the Valorant agents, so we've got all of them, including Chamber. We've even got Chamber, and we're going to be ranking them. Now, how do I rank them? Should I rank them by solo queue ability or by as team play? I think I'm going to do it as team play, because they all have different like solo queue potential, but they're all team potential as well. Let's start off with Yoru, right? Because Yoru, I think Yoru is straight data. Personally, I think Yoru is straight data. Compared to like other agents, his teleport is way too slow. It's way too slow. His ult is only good for info and maybe one kill, and then it's pretty much useless. His flashes can be good in the right hands, but I think having to bounce them off something lets them down. But his flashes can be good, and then his footsteps are useless. I think Yoru. I think Yoru's Dita. Like, as a start, Yoru, in my opinion, is the worst Valorant agent so far. So let's just get Yoru out. So I do my worst out the way. Let's do my best. Who do I think is the best agent? Now this is I think I got two in mind who this could possibly be like the best one. S tier, in my opinion. And that either is Sova or Skye. In fact, I'm gonna put which one goes first? So I'm gonna put them both in S. And so Skye have flashes. When she used to have 3 flashes, that was just insane. When she had 3 flashes, she was clearly the best. 2 flashes, she is more balanced, I think. But like the way she can just pop flash him around the corner, and like she can pop the flash so quick and then peek, it's insane. Her dog is really good for recon. It's a bit weak, can't really get that far with it, but it's good for close recon. And then obviously she has a heal. I don't see many people using the heal, which is one of the things that bugs me about Skye players. They don't use a heal as much as they should, but she's really, really good. She's like, her solo capability as an initiator is insane. She's pretty much a duelist, just in the initiator role. Skye is so good, but people don't just use it. She has she has flashes, she has heals, and she has recon ability with the dog. And then her ult is also more recon, which is actually like underrated. Her ult is underrated because it literally tracks 3 opponents. That's over half the team. And then if it hits them, then they're pretty much dead if you're close. And then they have to waste bullets to shoot them, giving away their location even more. So Skye is definitely S tier. And Sova is just the OG. Like, Sova is just needed and necessary on all maps. Maybe not bind as much. Not bind, split, sorry. Sova on split is but he still could be useful. Like, very, very useful. And like, his recon, I think his recon is the best like free ability in the game. His recon is the best free ability in the game, without doubt. It recharges, it gives so much info, and you can like make lineups with it. So his recon is so good. And then his shock darts, if you know lineups with his shock darts, you can win any round. I would push it to say you could do a 1v3, maybe 1v4 if you have silver lineups. And obviously comboed with his ult. That's so good. His owl drone. His owl drone is, I think it could last a little bit longer, in my opinion. I think it's good for health wise, like it takes enough bullets to shoot it. But it could last a little longer. But it does have the ability to like scan someone. They ping 3 times, and then as another like shot you can do. His drone is too expensive for yeah, it's expensive for the amount of time it lasts. So I think there, I bet that balances him even more. Otherwise, it'd just be like really OP. And then his ult. Obviously, like you are vulnerable while using it if they're close. But if you use that from range combined with other abilities, his ult is one of the best in the game, without doubt. So these two are definitely my S tier, Silver and Skye. And then D tier, definitely Europe. Those are my best ones and my worst ones. Breach. Breach is tough because if you watch some insane Breach players like Nosy, if you know Nosy, he is the TikTok Breach. He is like the best Breach player I've seen. He can use Breach's util so well, like sewer. But if you don't know how to use it, it's really hard to use, if you know what I mean. There's quite a big skill gap when it comes to Breach. And like, when he used to have his free flashes, that was just way too OP. He was probably S tier with 3 flashes. His ult does have the cone is bigger now. So that is better, and his like blast thing, where it goes through the walls. I don't know if it's better or worse than it used to be, because it used to be 1 powerful one, now it's not like 3 bears. So it's quicker with the 3 bears, but it was more powerful with just the 1. So I think that's pretty balanced. Like, in my opinion, I think that's balanced. And then his concussion is so good. His concussion is really good compared like with his flash. It is so good. I think Breach is B tier for now. I think Breach is B. Cypher. Initiate in Sentinel, sorry. In Sentinel, Cypher is one of the best ones, I would say. His tripwires, they used to be really good. Like when they didn't like die when he dies, they were so OP. Like they were just, that was stupid. But now obviously they die if he dies in the round. He's pretty like cheap. Like his kit's pretty cheap to buy as a whole. And like if you combo his abilities all together, like the cage and the trip, he can hold down any site really. I think he is one of the best sentinels in the game. I wouldn't put him A tier though. I think he is better than Breach though. As an overall team player, he is better than Breach. Yeah, not for newer players as well, true. If you are new and you don't really know setups for his stuff, he is harder to learn and get his kit down. So I think I might move Breach down to C honestly, and then put Cypher at B. So I do think he's better than Breach, and like there's a noticeable difference, but he's not A or S tier. Brimstone. Brimstone is, in my opinion, the worst smoker. If you want smokes, I think Brimstone is the worst one. But his ult is really good. It's high risk, high reward with his ult, because it takes a lot to get. It does take a lot of ult like points to get. But if you get it and you hit it right and time it perfectly, it's devastating. And it is such a good ult if you can hit it right. His molly is really good actually. His molly is good for like slowing down a push, like especially if it's a rush. You can just slow him down with his molly. He's got a good like, what's it called? A radius. He's got a good radius to his ult. His molly. So that's good. That's a good point. His ult's a good point. His smokes, if they recharge, they would be really good. But he only gets 3 for the whole round. Most people, most newer Brim players, they take all 3 of his smokes to get onto the site. Then they've got none for post plant, which is not good at all. So his smokes, not the best ones, I think. And then his stim beacon. I've seen more people die because of a stim beacon than get kills because of it. I think the change in the fire rate puts more people off the stim beacon because they're not ready to control how fast it's shooting. What would I change about the stim beacon? I think I would change the speed of fire rate to maybe movement speed. So if you run into a stim beacon, you then move faster for the next however long the stim beacon lasts, kind of thing. I think that would be a good trade, honestly. Fire rate speed for movement speed. That would be good. So Brim, I think he's C tier. I think Brim's C tier. I would put him as a team player above Breach, if we're doing it in order. So in order, I would put him above Breach. Now Jet. Everybody's favorite insta-lock, right? Jet. Honestly, I'm gonna do it. Jet's S tier. Jet is S tier as a duelist. She's up there with these two. Because Dash is just a get out of jail free card. Old Jet is S plus. Yeah. Old Jet pre-patch is S plus. When she had the 3 smokes and it doesn't cost as much. And she could dash through Cypher's trips. That was insane. She was the best agent in the game when she was like that. But this one, her dash is just a get out of jail free. It is so good. Her knives, when they didn't right click and you lose them all. But then now she does lose them on a right click, which is stupid, I think. I don't think that's good. I think she should get some of them back, not all of them, if she right clicks, but she loses them all now. And I think that's it balanced her a bit more, I guess. And then so she loses all her knives if she gets a kill with the right click. Wherever if you left click them individually, you still get them all back as normal. So her ult's pretty balanced now. Her dash is still the most broken thing in the game because she just gets out of any gunfight for free. A smoke, she only has 2. She only has 2 smokes now. So, I mean, her smokes was on. Depends how you use her smokes, because you could use Jet smokes to get out of a silver arrow. You could just smoke the arrow, is recon, and it wouldn't scan you. But now that would be wasting one of your smokes, and now you only have 1. So I think the 2 smokes brought her down a bit, man. Do I think she's better than Silver? As a team, no, because I see a lot of people insta-lock her as solo Jet, and they don't perform to how she should. Her updraft, can get you killed more than helpful, I think. I pretty much only see people use their updraft pre-round to get into an off angle, or if they're doing random movement to get out of the way of shots, they just updraft randomly. Or then with their ult, that's only when they use a updraft. I don't think it's used in a useful kind of way. So those are my 3 S tier. Omen. I played a bit of Omen earlier, just to try and feel him out, because I haven't played him in forever. Do I think he's better than Brim? Now that I think about it, I mean, 1+ he has on Brim is his smokes can go pretty much anywhere on the map. His smokes can go anywhere on the map, and they do recharge. You do have to pay for them like Brim, but they do recharge over time. So that is a plus for Omen. And they are both smoke agents, so that is what they're made for. Then his ultimate His ultimate's really good for info one. It could be kind of a waste just for info, but it's really good for info. Swapping sights really fast, it's really, really good for. And just getting into them weird spots that they don't expect you. Yeah, if you're a smart omen and you know how to like use your insomnia flash and the teleport, the small teleport, then you could be a really devastating like omen. If you watch like Flexinger, people like him on omen, they get into those weird spots pretty easily. But like not the average player can really do that. But I think he's a B. Phoenix. Phoenix. In my opinion, Phoenix is the worst duelist. It's a shame because I love Phoenix. I love his kit, but it's just underwhelming. Like, especially in, because I'm diamond rank, right? In diamond or lower, I only see his wall, only being used to heal themselves. Like I barely see his wall used to outplay someone else or make an entry. And obviously that's not really good as a duelist. His wall is not very useful in lower ranks. I mean, if you can find a way to outplay, it's really good. His flashes, honestly, his flash compared to Yoru is not very good. Who else can I compare his flash to? Reyna. I think Reyna's are better. And then KO. KO's flashes are better as well because you can just pop his flash. Whereas Phoenix, you just need to be near a wall. Like if you're in the open with Phoenix, you can't really just flash anything because you have to like throw it as a curve, which either just blinds yourself or does nothing. And he's British. Okay. Yeah, he's British, so he's S tier like me. But yeah, his flashes are really weak. And then his molly, it's good that his molly heals him, but I think that's all it get used for in lower to like mid plat diamond ranks. I think it only gets used to heal. His pick rate is not the best. His ult is way too short. His ult is way too weak. Like it's one extra life, but it's just not a good extra life. Because like it's way too short to play smart with his ult. So you just need to kind of just run in and like pretty much die just for info with his ult. And so his ult is what I would do for his ult. Like Reyna, when you get a kill with Reyna's ult and it kind of resets the Empress thing. They should do that with Phoenix. When you get a kill, it resets the timer. But obviously when you die, you die. But like, say like, if Phoenix has a timer and his timer's running out, say it's right near the end, then he gets a kill and he dies, like he resets. Say if he's running onto a site, it still goes down. But if you get another kill, then it resets. Like Reyna, they should do that with Phoenix's ult. Then it would be 10 times better. It would be so good. Maybe OP, but we would have to see. And you only spawn with 100 HP, no shield, after you die in his ult. Where would I put him on the ranking? I don't think he's as worse as Yoru as a duelist. Wait, is Yoru a duelist? He is. So he's not the worst duelist because Yoru's a duelist. Would I put him C or B? He's definitely not A or S. I think he's online with these two. As a duelist, he's online with these two. Raze next. Where would I put Raze? Let's look at her kit. So what's first? The Boombot. Kind of expensive at 400 credits. Boombot is really expensive with 400 credits. It is good though. Like it's good for info and the way it like bounces off walls and stuff. It can be helpful clearing one part while you clear another part with like yourself. I don't think it takes a lot of bullets actually to kill a Raze Boombot. Like on pistol rounds, Boombot is devastating. So a Boombot is really, really good actually. There were satchels. They are cheap, which is good. They used to do so much more damage. The damage nerf on them killed them, kind of. I feel like the only good thing as satchels are good for now is like the double plays with the ult, just to like kind of get out of the way. I don't think they're any good for like aggressive playstyles anymore, other than just double satchel forward. On the tier, I think I would put it A. No, I'd put it high B. High B for Raze. Sage. Ooh. What is Sage? As a Sentinel, Sage is, I don't think she's as good as Killjoy. I mean Cypher. I don't think she is as good as Cypher as a Sentinel, because that kit is really expensive now. Like a wall is weaker. A res is really good, obviously. It's a freaking res, and a heal is not as good as it used to be. Beta Sage was so good. Beta Sage was S tier easily, but now I think she's pretty balanced. I would put Sage at beta, but below Cypher. Above Omen though. She's better than Omen. But wait, what is Viper? Is Viper a Sentinel or an Initiator? Viper's a Sentinel, right? Honestly, Viper in like really good hands is A tier. I'm gonna put Viper A tier. Viper is really good at locking down the site. Air ult is a free round run. Like you can just win any round with air ult. I think she's A tier. I really think Viper's an A tier agent. Reyna is just the all aim no brain kind of agent. As a team player, Reyna is not the best duelist, because like she doesn't really offer anything other than entry or like that's it. She really is a fragger. If you can aim and you play Reyna, the game's easy. The game is easy if you can aim and you play Reyna. I think she's Reyna is A tier. I think she is better than Viper as well. Killjoy. I think she is above B tier. Is she as good as Viper as a Sentinel though? Her lockdown, the ult, it can be destroyed pretty easily now. I think her ult is pretty easy to destroy now, but if you can get a good one that traps them, then that's a GG. A turret and alarm bot, if you can stay in range, they're really helpful. I wish you could I wish they didn't have the range like they do now. If they had the old range where it was just across the map, then she would be stupid OP. But if you can combo the alarm bot with nano swarms, those are lethal. Like on Ascent on A site. Is it A site? You know what site I mean, with the boathouse in the back bit. The little lane, if you can lock that down with Killjoy, that's insane. I think she's A, but I don't think she's as good as Viper. Chamber, I haven't used him. I haven't used Chamber, but just looking at his kit, having to buy the revolver shots, that means you just need to be precise. His ult can be really good for just slowing down, which is what it's used for, because it slows on a shot. His teleport is stupid fast. I think his teleport is OP. It needs to be nerfed. It's way too fast. And silent. If you can mix it with another like noise or sound, it's stupid OP. And then his like alarm bot thing, I think his slows will last too long and they're way too big. I can't really judge him right now. I would put him B, like mid B for now. But this is, I haven't used him, I haven't unlocked him yet, so don't quote me on B because it's not too set in stone. Astra, I think Astra's the best smoke agent by far. Astra is by far the best smoke agent. And then the like stun and the pull, they're really good. If you can see Astra is like, if you can time our utility perfectly, it's deadly. But if it's not where it's supposed to be, it's useless. So you do have to kind of add like a brain with Astra. And like obviously when you're in the astral form you can't hear stuff like in the game. And it does take you out of your gun quite a lot to use her abilities. I would put Viper at high B. Not Viper, Astra, high B. The wall, if you use it with other utility on your team, that's a free sight. If you use a wall with other abilities, that's just a free sight. And then it's just all down to post plant. But it's also good for post plant retakes. Her wall is really useful. It lasts a decent time as well. And obviously you can't shoot through it. Yeah, I think she's high B, best smoker by far. And then KO. KO is last. I haven't used much of KO. I don't really like his kit personally. I feel like the molly is a good idea, the way it like decreases damage, the way it like, if you're more outside the molly it does less damage. That's kind of a good idea. His flashes, if you pop them right, you can be like insta blind dead. His flashes can be really good in certain hands. I think his ult is really underwhelming. Like, you can't res. It's so hard to get a res on him because it takes too long to like reboot the whole thing. You can't really res him. I haven't seen much like reses when I've played with or against KOs. And then his knife to disable enemies, it can be easily broken if seen. It does go through walls though, and it's just annoying. It's just annoying to play against KO, like a good KO. But I don't think there are many good KOs. I put him C. I'm put KO C to. Actually, I'm gonna drop Phoenix to D. Phoenix and Yoru D. I'm gonna drop Phoenix to D, Omen to C, and I think that's it. Like, bear in mind, Chambers is just a middle of the road pick because I haven't played him. But I think this is my tier right now. Let me know what your tier lists are down in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, like, recommend to a friend and everything. And turn those notifications on for when I next post. Peace.